Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be another watch along to Ready to Love season 5 episode 7. Before we get started, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with the notification bell on, that you hit the like button, and you drop down in the comment your predictions on which couple is actually going to make it to the end, because it ain't been looking good so far. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Tommy meets the ladies at the Ladies Lounge, and this week's assignment is to introduce their top picks to their closest friends, their sister circles, the ones that really know them, to see if the connections are going to be real. So we're getting to see the dates with the friends. The first date we see is Zadia and Naeem. They had a little date at the Top Golf. It was her and two of her friends. Overall, the friends seemed to like Naeem. If you ask me, the questions and answers were pretty surface. Nothing really deep dived happened in their date. Then we see Sabrina and her bevy of friends interviewing Walter. And Walter really seemed to hit it off with them. He had them laughing. They were impressed by him having a scholarship to Morgan State for engineering. So, you know, he's intelligent. He is confident in Sabrina being his #1 connection. The friends were feeling him, which is a drastic change to when Sean comes in to interview with these same group of friends. And honey, them friends was not feeling him at all. They asked him if he was stable enough to take care of a family. He said, I mean, I could pay a bill or two. So like, was it Crazy Camille said, it is giving Tommy vibes. I ain't got no job vibes. Then they brought up the conversation that was had at the Korean date, where he said he didn't want to hurt Sabrina in like the next few months. And so the friends are like, well, what does that mean? The only way that you could hurt her is if you're not being upfront and honest with her. So make it make sense. And apparently it's not making sense to the friends in the room or the people in this room watching. So Camille invites Cornelius over to be interviewed by her friends. She has 3 girlfriends and one of her gay besties. So they ask Cornelius, you know, a few questions, but Cornelius ends up actually turning the questions onto the friends, trying to get to know a little bit more about Crazy Camille. And he wants to know, you know, what's happened with her in the past. And basically, old boy says that she has commitment issues and she's kind of like the runaway bride. So when he leaves, they begin to have a discussion, and most of the friends don't believe that things are going to work out with Camille and Cornelius, because she tends to get bored and he is a really nice guy and she runs over the nice guys. I don't see this working because Camille is crazy. Nice guy or not, I think Camille is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and he needs to take these red flags and run. He says that he's noticing what the friends are saying and he's going to take that into consideration. And Camille says if it's not Cornelius, then her man ain't here. Well, boo, pack it up, because your man ain't here. Sydney invites Frank out to meet her 2 besties, and I just can't get over Frank's mouth. I wasn't the only person that said something about it. Some people in my comments were with me. And apparently he had the white mouth. He needed to lick his lips or change his lip gloss or something. It was just off to me. I was distracted this whole scene. But they are very touchy-feely. They are very all over each other. The friends say that he seems nice, but some of his answers seem kind of pageant-like and rehearsed, almost like he was running game. I don't see them being any type of real connection. Something about it just seems very surface and superficial to me. So moving on. Then we see Mumin and Dante go out. Now I said week before last, that the biggest red flag that I have for Dante is that he has 3 kids by 3 women. So that is a big red flag. But he was connecting with Mumin's friend, and that while they were sitting there having a conversation, Walter joins. Curveball, you know how they do. And Walter seems taken aback that Dante is there. So then Dante leaves, and now it's Walter, Mumin, and her friend. And Walter just seems uneasy because he didn't realize that I guess Mumin had another connection with another guy. So he's still waiting to see if there's any real connection with her. What Walter doesn't realize is the 2 women that he has connection with also have connections with other guys. And Sabrina was just a little bit smoother in how she transitioned that.
Boy, I tell you,
you're right.
You ain't nothing right producer.
You got to remind me. Also, when Walter did come, Dante set his little territory. He kind of, you know how they say mark your tree. He kind of marked his tree because he took and grabbed Mimi's hand and was holding it up under the table the whole time Walter was there. But if we're going to be honest, I like Walter with Sabrina better anyway. And even though I like this little connection that we're seeing between Dante and Mimi, 3 kids, 3 baby mamas. I don't care if she says she's cool with kids and all that stuff. That just complicates a lot of situations. And she does not have any children, and she's also waiting for marriage to have sex. Something about that says to me that her and Dante aren't going to go that far.
What did you say about the 3 baby mamas to you is what?
That's a red flag.
I know, but you said something else.
I said, I think that's a red flag. And then on top of that, Mimi does not want to have premarital sex, which I think is going to dissolve their little relationship anyway. Like, they cute now, but I don't see it actually working to the end. And you ain't going to sit up here and tell me this man with 3 kids and 3 baby mamas wasn't having premarital sex. So all of a sudden now he ain't trying to.
To me, that'll be a strike.
That'll
that's
be
irresponsible.
That'll be a moving on.
Okay. Now you gonna have the first one.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna give you that one.
You get one.
Okay. Then you gonna have another one by a different mama.
Could have been trapped.
Oh.
It's still, you should have learned from the first one.
Should have learned.
You see what I'm saying? Folks put it on
I would have gave him. At top, I would have gave him 2, and not have been side eyeing the second one. But at most, I would have gave you 2. But 3 strikes you out.
If you have one, then that's gonna be 4 baby mamas.
I'm done.
No.
3 strikes out. Now, and had it been 3 kids, and 2 baby mamas, that would have been slightly different. But 3 kids and 3 baby mamas.
I'm saying, at this age, at our age, you're not gonna find many people who don't have children on the outside.
That's fine. You can have children. 3 kids and 3 baby mamas is a bit different. Now, had you had 3 kids with 1 woman, cool. Had you had 3 kids with 2,
make me think every woman that you halfway serious with, you have a baby.
But 3 and 3, I ain't gonna do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Then on top of that,
that's irresponsible.
On top of that, after looking at your judgment, then if I get with you, I got to deal with you and your 3 baby mamas. It ain't even about the kids. I got to deal with you and the 3 baby mamas. And I guarantee you, out of 3, you ain't cool with all 3. Somebody mad. And I ain't finna deal with it.
I'm cool with all my baby.
Probably all 3. Probably all 3.
Right. So I'm not finna,
And I ain't just saying that because of him. I say that even when I run into a woman that got all them baby daddies. That's ridiculous. What are you thinking? It don't make sense. And it's really bad to me when I see a woman because you got the kids. And now you got to deal with all these different men. That's just too much.
I ain't mad at Phil. I'm not mad at Phil. I'm actually not mad at him though. Okay, what more? More over there. Look at her face. Look at her face.
He a player.
Look at her face. Look at her face. She just mad. I am actually not mad at Phil. I don't know why. I don't know why.
He was talking now, and he was able to
maneuver through the questions.
He was true.
He ain't lied.
He said it all in a different way.
He ain't lied.
Everybody at his top.
He said amongst the strongest.
He didn't.
He ain't say 1, 2, or 3. He said amongst.
Which was smart.
I would have done the same thing.
I ain't mad at Phil.
I have to give him credit. That was smart because we've watched the show before and we hear all of them saying, "That's my number 1."
Exactly.
Okay, so that was smart.
All right, so you can't be mad at. He's still dating. He's still dating.
Well,
I'm okay.
I feel like all his answers were truthful.
He was consistent with what he was saying across the board. All right, hold on. Let's get to it. So Phil is out here popping, okay? Phil got invited to meet Aisha's friends, Shiloh's friends, and Tasia's friends. And he is working the rooms. The friends all seem to really like him. He's giving everyone genuine answers. They all asked if their particular friend is the number one, and he evaded the question ever so eloquently by saying, well, she's amongst my strongest connections. I'm really feeling her. She's definitely amongst my strongest, which is not a lie, and never numbers anybody. So although this could be taking a little bit player-like, I actually, like, he's doing it better than how Corey tried to do it. This is what Corey was trying to do and was failing miserably at doing. Phil is likable, and he's dating. I don't know. I ain't mad at him. I like Phil. I don't know. I like him. He cool with me.
He didn't initiate any PDA. All the PDA was initiated by the women. Yeah.
But out of the 3 women, I like Phil and Aisha the most. Just because, I don't know, I really like Aisha.
That's one of our kids.
That's the one I said I don't care for.
The blonde hair.
I don't care for.
You don't like her? I like her.
And to me, which one she was with last week?
She was with Phil.
Okay, it was Phil when she broke down crying, and that was so fake to me.
That was not fake.
It was, to me, it was like, it didn't seem genuine.
She's sitting up here talking about how she can't have children.
I understand all that, but
oh Lord, ooh, you just
I
mean.
said, oh my God, you laying it on too thick.
Oh, you mean over there? This lady talking about how she
I
infertile.
understand that, but she was laying it on too thick. You do. I mean, she didn't know that man.
Well, they've been talking, they've been having connections off of camera.
So
So,
feeling
oh,
it seemed fake.
just me.
And that might have been the case, you know, but it was just fake. She put too much into it.
And you know me. I think I'll be like Phil in this.
You be like
Damn,
Corey,
and
gone.
disgrace.
Alright, Camille.
Oh!
If it ain't clicking, ain't no.
Oh!
Come on.
And y'all said PDA. What's PDA?
Public displays of affection.
Okay.
Like hand holding, those things.
There's gonna be some tea that comes up.
I feel like this is gonna be a real feisty ladies lounge.
Yes, it is.
Phil comes up.
And
Okay, it's coming.
this finna be a real feisty lady lounge.
Didn't get ugly.
Yes, it is. So it's time to meet at the ladies lounge. You know, we have to go through all of the dates. Basically, we find out that Phil has been dipping it and doing it with the ladies across the table. And Aisha says that she was aware that he was spreading his wings. She actually encouraged it because she feels like if you are able to go around to everybody and return back to me, then something is real. Tasia says she was unaware that Phil was out here dating other women, and she really wants him to shrink it down and narrow it down. They're getting a little closer to the end. Aisha then ends up saying that she agrees that things need to shrink, but you know, originally she was okay with him dating around. As far as people who were in the bottom, Cornelius is in the bottom because Cornelius is shacked up with Camille, and apparently he's not allowed to talk to nobody else. Also, Sean was in the bottom because he ain't got no job. Was there anybody else? They mentioned Frank, but no one really stayed on Frank for too much. So basically it looks like the bottom 2 are going to be Sean and Cornelius. So when Tommy leaves, it's time for the ladies to make their, decision and really narrow things down. And it ends up getting kind of spicy at the table. Who is it? Zadia apparently has been rubbing a lot of the women wrong because she says she has a list even though she wants everybody else to shrink. And Aisha says, well, we're good with shrinking, but if we make the men shrink, then the women have to shrink too. And she doesn't feel like it's time for her to make a choice. And I understand both points. Phil, while I like Phil, I think he's funny. You should have at this point your top 2. Phil is still out here with a top 3, possibly 4. We don't know. So it is time for him to make a choice. Meanwhile, I think he doesn't really like Tasia. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's just me saying that. I don't think anybody really cares for Tasia. I don't know why she's still here. But anyway, it gets, like I said, it's getting spicy at the table, and it seems like Aisha, what's the new girl's name? Simone, Sydney, and Tasia all are not feeling Zadia's attitude, and Zadia apparently is taking it to 100, and Tasia says she'll take it to 102 if need be, baby. Check your attitude. So it's time to let the bottom two go. Tasia goes on a date with Sean. Zadia goes on a date with Cornelius, and after a long drawn out scene with a whole bunch of conversation, we find out that Sean is going home because he was unable to make any genuine connections with the women that were sustaining.
Yeah, because he ain't got a job.
Probably because he ain't got no job, and he said he was only gonna pay one bill or two. You was out of here with the one bill or two. As far as the conversation between Cornelius and Zadia let him know that once him and Camille locked in, he pretty much shut the door on all the other women, and that was to the detriment of him. Cornelius really did want to try to talk to other women, but he didn't want to do something that he wasn't supposed to do. In other words, Camille is crazy. Everybody knows Camille is crazy. He don't want to cross her, and none of the women want to cross her either. So next week, y'all need to send Camille's old crazy butt home. That's it. That's all I got to say about Ready to Love this week. Favorite couples, like I said, this is a hard.
Ain't nobody covered up.
Look, this is a hard season, but if I'm gonna pick couples that will make it to the end, I'm gonna go with Walter and Sabrina. I'm gonna go with Walter and Sabrina. I'm gonna put all my cash in on them because everybody else is looking real weak to me. Y'all let me know y'all's couple predictions down in the comment section. Join me next week. Might be here, might not. We'll see. Hopefully. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you hit the like button and all of those good things. And I'll see y'all next time.